Hello everybody and welcome back to some Ion F1 action. We're in Cannes for the French Grand Prix, wonderful street circuit, but before we get into the qualifying action, my name is Dolphin, and joining me in the commentary box today will be the owner of the Brandstar family of teams, Shay. Hello.
Thank you, Deepa. It's good to be here today in France. We're going to be seeing some great racing today and some high-intensity street racing circuit. What do you think about today? You think we're going to have some high hitters today?
I think it's a very exciting day. We've got top runners Dakar and Patrick Hero back, and they have been influencing the free practice times, which means they've been influencing our estimated qualifying order graphics. So if we have a look, Brandstar are predicted to be the fastest team in qualifying, followed by Mazda, surprisingly. That's one of the new teams joining us for this weekend. Third is Audi, fourth is Red Star, fifth is the Aston Martin boys of Patrick Hero and Fernand, sixth is McLaren, mainly aided by Critical Noob. 7th is the E-Spirit. 8th is Craig. 9th is KR Racing. 10th is BMW Sauber. 11th is Uprise, and we have no data on the new Lamborghini team. So let's actually get into some of the live action on track following here, the Brandstar of Dakar. So Shea, did you just want to run through the new teams that we've got for this weekend?
Well, we got a lot of big stuff going on. We've already heard from Brandstar that Dakar is now taking a run for it. It was suspected that Critical Noob was going to be running for Brandstar in the France race and then heading over to McLaren, but it seems as though that has been changed, and now that Red Star is going to make a full driver of Critical Noob, taking over East Slider's position. They are also going to be having Space Ghost CST in their other position on Red Star. Right now, they're looking at a pretty good lineup coming into France, but other than that, we've seen Lotus, or Fleet, having a complete name change for their team. They're going to be going by Mazda at the moment. They'll be seen as that purple-pinkish team with Doughball Dude and Mr. Macho Glow. And not only that, but it seems as though we have a new team, the green team, which is going to be Lamborghini Scuderia, and they're going to be taking over from, I can't exactly remember which team. Do you remember which
Toyota.
team? I think it was, Toyota Zen. That's right. That's going to be Toyota Zen in there. And they're going to be given by Doughball Dude and Mr. Macho, as I said before. And then we also have a new driver in the Craig Racing team. It's been doing really well. You can see him in third position right now. That's going to be Tripel 2000. And if we look down the list a little more, okay, we can see in McLaren, the one taking over for Critical Noob from the McLaren spot is going to be Kundayi Musqui. I don't believe he's driven before, so he might have been under another name, or he could have been the one from Toyota last season. Other than that, I can't see really many other teams. I mean, I guess we should mention this, because I don't think we've actually mentioned this before on the stream. We are only having 12 teams on the racing grid today.
Oh yeah, Aeroc's gone.
Because Skyduel could not find any drivers for that team for this race, and he was already on thin ice with Fasta. He has given up the team to Fasta, was looking to sell it, but was not able to, and thus it is going to be taken out of the team, which means that at the end of the season, only 2 teams will be taken off the grid, giving us 10 teams for the next season.
Which is good news to those teams who probably don't do as good a job of scoring that many points, as I see Fenenjaster absolutely ruining their BMW into the wall there. Definitely not what you want to be doing in qualifying. But interestingly, who I'm tracking now, Power Unit, there's no Kaikera. Kaikera's not here, so the championship leader is nowhere to be seen. Patrick Kuro's back, but it seems like Power Unit might not actually be out of the seat. They're driving the number 86 car. That's Kaikera's car.
Well, that's not surprising to me, because when Patrick Kuro was in Brandstar, he boasted about how in some specific races he could have better pace than Kaikera. So if Kaikera believes that he could do better, and if Kaikera is, away for a while, then Patrick Kuro is the best way to replace him. Something I didn't mention, actually, is that Coretta is back, and he's going to be in the E-Spirit driving car of position 2 in qualifying at the moment.
P2?
Not only that, but here we see Critical in 5th position at the moment in qualifying, taking over Red Star. Looks like he's trying to get a hang of the car. We know from the media announcement that he's here just to do some racing. He wants to get in a pretty good car. Oh, and I speak too soon as he just slips across that corner. But it seems as though he's been doing pretty good on the track so far. Hopefully he can hold on to that car for as long as he can, since this is one of the tracks that means that your stability and your ability to get through these corners is going to be even better than your speed. Or at least from my perspective. Real Miggy Kulit in the Uprise car. Right now, he's in the lowest part of the points, and his team is in risk of getting taken out at the end of the season if they don't get some points for some races. Hopefully, they'll be able to get some today. All we can hope for is that he doesn't crash out that car at all.
We'd just like to
As
thank
for his
Agiops
teammate,
for the I think it was a €1 super chat there. So thank you very much for your support of the media team.
Real Miggy Kulit getting down to 11. So if Real Miggy Kulit can hold on to his car, I feel like he can do pretty good today. And that'll be some good points for his team. What was the other team, I believe? Yes, Mazda. Mazda needs to get some points as well, or else their team is also at risk of being taken out.
Is it just me or has the server froze?
Yeah, it froze.
No.
We're starting soon. We're starting early. Let's go. Fresh real quick, see if we can get back in. I don't know what that means for the qualifying times. We might just go off of that, or they might restart the qualify.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
only
think
about
we've had a
halfway
crash
through.
happen. I don't think we've had a crash happen during the qualifying yet, have we?
No, I don't know. Not in season 3
Yeah,
or season 4.
I can't recall of one. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's try and get everybody back in real quick. See what Waffles decides to do. As Fast as not here, he will be the one making the decision. Unless Fasta joins, and then he will be.
Yeah, I do know that Faster, the supreme leader.
Speaking of Fasta, I think he just shut it down.
Okay, so Faster's obviously doing something behind the scenes. The one of the senior directors of Ion. So yeah, we'll just wait and see what's being fiddled about with in the back end.
I'm gonna check management real quick, see what the world's going on. We have like 3 different servers now. Okay, yes, we are in the proper server now. So if you want to join on the 2830, real quick, D-Pud.
Okay. Okay, so it's like we're going to have a full restart of qualifying, and that'll be a 15-minute session.
That'll be a bit of a delay. Hopefully we don't have another crash. See how much difference comes to this restart, though. Because we can see on the board when the crash happened, the Care was in first, then Coretta, then Matt, then Trip in fourth, Sing Stam in fifth, Critical Noob in sixth, 420 Merc in seventh, Fernan and Professor taking eighth and ninth, Finn and Jaster in 10th, and Real Miggy Philly in 11th, and so on and so forth. So at the end of this qualifying, let's see how much that changes.
There we go. Here you can see Mr. Moto Globe in the Mazda.
Ooh, Landstroid setting the fastest time so far, and the only time. Right behind him, Mr.
Oh, but
Macho,
it's being
Critical is going to
quickly
be doing a
beaten by Critical
115.
Noob.
Yes, it is. Well, these
And
are
then by
outlaps,
their
so we're not going to see
teammate.
the fastest times yet. So we're not going to see the fastest laps yet. We haven't hit any of the 54s or 55s yet. We're still in the minute mark. As people are doing their outlaps, but their next lap will surely give a better idea of what the times will be. There seems to be a bit of a traffic jam at the final corner. I'm not sure what that's
Yeah,
about.
what's happening there? I guess they're just waiting to go and get the best exit that
They're
they
trying
can.
to
Get a
keep
good
away
lap.
from the dirty air, but also getting some DRS, I think. I'm not sure if the DRSs are activated today, are they?
DRS should be activated.
Let's take a look real quick. I'm going to be on Professor Bloxer real quick. He's going down the first DRS zone, so if we're going to find out if it triggers, this will be the place to find out.
Interestingly, I can see
Actually,
Toots currently qualifying for Lamborghini, which means that that driver will be series locked from Formula 2 with Touran, which is where they've been driving for the first half of the season. They'll be series locked to F1 if they, well, they have qualified now. They've set a lap time, so that is Toots series restricted to F1 now.
Okay, now that I'm looking at it, I'm looking at a couple of drivers next to each other on a DRS zone. They did not trigger it, so I have a feeling DRS is not triggerable.
At least if it's not triggerable for everyone in qualifying, then it will still be a fair playing
It'll still
field.
Yeah, it'll still be a fair playing field, and they might be disabling it due to the tight corners. We don't know. As for the rankings right now, it seems as though Professor Bloxer and Fernand are going to get the top spots in first and second with the 53.9 and a 54.2. Right behind him is going to be Doughball Dude in Mazda. As we see only 7 people under a minute on their qualifying time. We're going to start seeing a few more
very
people
wide
getting
through the
submitted.
hairpin there. That's turn 11, I believe. Yes, that is turn 11. So, gonna have to try set another lap on these soft compound of tyres.
Was that Matt?
Yeah.
I heard Matt was having a bit of a struggle trying to keep his car intact during this. He was bumping across the walls. Hopefully he can keep it in one piece during the race. It's just, something you got to get used to. As for Decare, he's in 23rd. He hasn't even finished a proper lap yet. But it seems as though he's about to. And that's going to put him in 18th. He's done a 121, so he still has a bit left to go. And we still have more than 10 minutes in qualifying, so they're still yet to be seen. Hang on a second. Critical Noob with Red Star in second position at the moment with a 54.04. And not only that, but Treatpel 2000 is going to take fourth with Craig in a 54.5 in the qualifying right now. Stingstam and Decare both doing purple sectors on the first sector. Decare doing a purple sector on the second sector. He might be getting the best time right now. As he's going across the wide turn, going into the final one. People passing by, waiting for him to go by so they can get some slipstream. And that should do it. That's going to be a 52.7 for Decare on the pole position.
That is a blistering lap time. 1.2 seconds ahead now of P2 in the Professor Bloxer in the Aston Martin. So a very, very dominant lap time from the Brand Star.
That's true. It looks like he's starting to finally get conditioned to the car after only a couple free practices. Patrick Curro, though, he's got 2 green sectors. He might be able to get something in the top 10. He's going to be finishing up that third sector real quick as he goes across the final corner in about 2 seconds. And here he comes. Let's see what he gets. Coretta taking a second. Patrick Curro taking third. And it seems as though Power Unit's going to take a bit of a crash on that first corner, too. And Patrick Curro's going to go right past him. So that's great for Patrick Curro. He's going to get a 53.7, and Coretta's going to get a 53.39. Coretta showing his skill. I mean, we saw him in McLaren do pretty well last season, and now he's going to be doing that for up. He's going to be doing that for the E-Spirit team. Critical is going to be in 5th at the moment. Matt 524 with Brandstar is going to be taking 6th. Danza Hadjic in 7th right now with Audi, and Ferdinand's going to be starting another lap, finishing up his first sector as he's at 9th at the moment. Oh, hang on a second. Indominus Rex is now in 4th with E-Spirit.
That's a 2-4 for E-Spirit. A very good qualifying pace so far. E-Spirit aren't really known for qualifying up there. Triple 2000, however, and the Quake has just managed to get up into 3rd, but still for E-Spirit, they're not known for getting that into the top 5 and qualifying. They're just usually around the back of the top 10, so that's really impressive for them so far. I mean, there are 8.5 minutes remaining of this qualifying session, but if they can hold that, that would be super impressive. They're beating the Aston Martins.
Hey, check out 19th right now, 420 Merc Music. Is that a purple sector I see?
You're not wrong, but it is a yellow second sector, so something
true.
very good must happen in the 3rd.
We're gonna have to see if he can at least get a third. If he can at least get a green on the 3rd sector, that could be great. But as for Triple 2000, this is going to be great for Crate because right now they're on the bottom of the leaderboard and they're going to need some points in order to keep up there. Right now they're 3rd last, so they're probably fine if Uprise and, Mazda now. If Uprise and Mazda don't get any points to this race, they'll still be okay. But if they do get points, they're going to be in a critical position. So if they get some points in this race, they'll be a lot more safe.
Here is Mr. Metro Globe then, currently P18, working their way through Sector 2. Very slow through that right-hander, definitely not what you want to set up for this back straight here. It runs directly alongside the main straight, but it's the other side, so technically it is the back straight. You can also see there's some lovely sponsorships from Fexalan all the way around the track. New for this weekend, if you sponsor the event, event announcement, you also get to sponsor the track, which is, well, I kind of like it, not going to lie.
You know what I haven't seen that much of recently on this qualifying? Oh, well, I was about to say crashes, but I see one on the after the exit of the, a big one on the exit of the 2nd corner. That's going to be a McLaren and a Lamborghini driver. I think that's going to be Aviation Chad that got cut up. No, it'll be Toots that got cut up in that. So Toots and Lancetroid are going to be the ones who got caught up in that wreck. You won't be able to see it because they've already respawned, but their cars are still there. And now it is only Toots' car that's still there. He's on the exit of that 2nd corner. And then E-Spirit just crashed into him, and that's going to be Coretta.
Well done, Corrector.
Yeah. There it is. There's the crash. Coretta really not happy with that as he was trying to get a good lap. Both cars are still there. They're going to need to reset those cars. I'm going to have to ask Toots to take care of that.
And it's gone.
All right, looks like they took care of that. All right, good to go. We're continuing. I was about to say, we haven't seen that many crashes during this qualifying so far. I mean, we've had that.
You just jinxed it.
We've had that 3-person crash. Well, we had that 3-person crash, but before that, we actually didn't have that much of a problem. I've been expecting a lot of crashes on the chicane, but it seems as though people have started to get used to it. Hopefully, they'll continue to keep used to it during the actual race. Surprising that there was such a crash over there, though. That's interesting. It seems as though they went a little too wide on that 2nd corner.
Patrick
Hang on a second, Dakar just did a purple sector on the 2nd sector.
Dakar, oh my days, Dakar is improving with a 52.311 lap time, and he's already a full second ahead.
He's putting those tires to the limit, and he's now at 52.3. Not only that, but Indominus Rex is looking to improve as well. Not only him, but Fernand is as well. We'll be able to see Fernand go across the line first, so we'll see how much he improves, and then we'll see Indominus behind him. So let's watch on that P13 real quick. And here he comes across the line. That is going to be him now in 9th position. Now let's check in. Indominus is waiting for Slipstream. I thought he was actually going to get a good... I thought he was going to get a good time, but I think he's going to wait for a better one.
It's starting
And
to
we
eject.
actually didn't notice this. But it seems as though Critical Noob is going to be able to take the second position on qualifying at the moment.
So that would be, I think that would be Red Star's best start of the season. If Critical Noob can hold that position, a second place. They did well with East Sliders in Greece, but I don't actually think they managed to. I don't think East managed to get their car onto the front row. So if I'm correct, then that would be Red Star's first front row start of the season.
It should be. And, it's who better to do it than Critical? He's been known to want to just drive for a good team. And if Red Star is going to be the team for him, then more power to him. He might not remember, but he was going to be running in Brandstar, but it turned out that they kind of stole him away. But it actually kind of worked out because Decaire was going to be running in France anyways, and thus he's going to be going into a team that can hold him for the whole season, which I think is actually a bit better.
Yeah, it's better to have security.
I say that, and I think he crashed. He did. Or actually, no, I think it was his teammate that crashed. Space Ghost, yes. He's going to be on the turns ahead of that chicane.
Yeah, it's better to have the security that you're driving a car than to go like by race contract sort of basis, like Aviaton Chad has so far this season. Every or pretty much every race, cancelled or not, they've signed for a new team. Lamborghini's the 4th team I've had to make graphics for them on, so I don't know. It's probably a world record.
Brandstar to McLaren to was he in Craig for a minute?
Yeah, he went to Craig in Greece, and now he's with Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm. Now he's been going across. It kind of reminds me of Capitan, if you remember.
Yeah, Capitan was crossing a few teams.
He was in Brandstar. He was in Lotus. He was in eSpirit. He was in Aeroc. And all that while also doing a career in F2.
2 minutes left on the clock nearly. Matt's managed to put their car in P2. Very staggering position ahead of Critical Noob. So at the moment, as it stands, it's a Brandstar 1-2 for the race, which is looking very good for you, Shea. You'll probably be very happy about that.
Oh my god, I'm getting FE flashbacks.
Oh no.
Oh no, this is horrible.
For 20 Minute Music, last week's winner can only manage P4 at the moment, but as we've got 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining, if everyone goes out now, there's enough time to complete 2 laps of the circuit. So there's plenty of time for people to improve, and we'll be seeing the final few laps coming in now. So we better keep an eye out, as Decaire is currently waiting or respawning their car, I believe, in the garage at Brandstar. Matt is out on track. They're going quite slowly.
We got about a minute. We got about a minute left, so we can only expect one more out lap and a hot lap from drivers until it gets to the minute section, and then I think their time's going to be up.
Yeah, so if they're not out by now, then they don't really have enough time to get around for one more lap.
Yeah, they don't have much of a chance, and by the looks of it, Decaire might be able to do one. No, I think Decaire is done.
Yeah, Decaire isn't going to be improving. Matt is holding here on track. So they're going to try and improve their time, and you're about to see a load of cars queuing up. There we go. There's Corrector. There's also Critical Noob there. Everyone queuing up in Sector 3 to get ready to go for their lap time. Here you can see F1 Fan. They should be going.
I'm not sure what. Oh, okay. That was a bit of a freeze for me. I'm not sure if that was one for you.
I think it was. I'm not sure. My audio went
yeah, I saw the time kind of just disappear, kind of just freeze for a second, going from 25 to 19 seconds. And we got 5 seconds left. Coretta's going to be able to do a better time by the looks of it. So it's F1 Fan and Indominus, and that will be the end of qualifying. So we're going to see people doing their final laps now. Mr. Macho is going to be the first to cross the line on the qualifying. He's going to be in 17th with a 54.3 for Mazda. And we're going to be seeing a few more people going across the line. We've seen Professor Blockster getting a green sector in 15th. F1 Fan with the green sector, and Dominus Rex with 2 green sectors. And with Coretta. Oh, there's a crash on the first DR zone.
F1 Fan has crashed. That's going to be a big
triple
barrier.
That's a triple crash.
Is that Critical Noob caught
if
up in that?
Critical
Noob's off.
Yeah, if anybody's looking to get a... Oh, and there's a BMW that crashed by himself. He didn't even need to get in the pile-up. Oh, man.
Oh, no. It's all gone to carnage at the back here. There's a Mazda that's gone off at the back there. big crash
I
in
think
Sector 3, and that's going to be pretty much qualifying over then, because there are cars in the way, littered everywhere. Yeah, there's not
it's
really
going to
much you
be
can do about
interesting to
that.
see what. Wait a second. Kaikera starting last. I'm confused. I'm just saw on the line guy Kaikera starting last. What's that about? Is
I don't know
power
if
unit out? Is
Kaikera...
Kaikera back in?
let's have a look. Is Kaikera in the game? Kaikera is in the game. Kaikera is in the car, so that must mean that Kaikera... I think Kaikera is starting the race.
Project user is asking to join in.
Yeah, so project user might be able to join us quickly. If
See what
they're
in the
asking
world's
to
going on.
join, if they're asking to see if they can come into
Yeah,
the
if they're trying
commentary
to
box,
join,
then
then
they're
I
not
think
going to
that
be
answers our
driving.
question for us. Yeah, I think that answers our question for us at that rate.
Yeah,
So let's get
so
him in real quick.
yeah, is he joining, or is he not? Project, hello. What?
Project, what's up?
You're out the car and Kaikera's in, I presume now.
Kaikera has just got into the car after qualifying. He'll be starting at the back.
Well, since he didn't qualify, doesn't that mean he starts from the pit?
Yeah, he will definitely be starting from the pits, considering he didn't do a qualifying lap.
Okay, yeah, because from the back and from the pits are two completely different things.
I mean, Takera does basically the same thing, so...
I mean, yeah, Kaikera will probably get into P10 even if he starts in the pits, but you know... I'm sorry.
Have to have faith in our own drivers.
Of course, you gotta have faith in Kaikera. Kaikera has been known to do this with... Wait. Sorry, I just remembered Season 3 for a second. Okay, so Faster just shut down the game again?
Again, they're probably doing
Interesting.
some sort of bug fix or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Let me check management real quick, see what's going on. Oh, okay, I see. He has set it to where only driver ranks and up in the Roblox group are allowed in.
How is staff going to get in?
That
then?
way, well, if they're rolled into the Roblox group, then they're good to go. But if not, they might need
Driver
to
and
take
up.
care
Does
of that
driver and
as
up?
soon as possible.
Does that include staff?
We'll
I
see
don't
what
know.
happens. Let me check the servers real quick. It is split
I'll
considerably.
just wait and see where they go.
Which means we're going to be delayed even more. Okay, this should be the right one. All right, hopefully somebody was able to get the results. Okay, seems as though
I
Faster was
believe they
able to.
did.
All right, so let's check these results real quick. I don't know if you can put them on the board. Decare and Matt are going to be taking first and second for Brandstar. Critical Noob with Red Star in third. 420 Brick Music with Audi in fourth. Coretta with E-Spirit in fifth. Dance and Hatchet and Audi with sixth. Triple 2000 in seventh with Craig. Sing Stan with BMW in eighth. Fernan with Aston Martin in ninth. And Lance Droid with McLaren in 10th. And followed by F1 fan Patrick Curl and Dominus Rex. Finn and Jaster, Professor Douglas, I'm guessing. I think that. Oh no, it was Doughboy, right? Mr. Macho Man, Toots, Aviation Chad, Power Unit, which will not be Power Unit anymore. So Real Miggy will be 20th, and Mr. The other Rise, I can't remember the name, off of the Itmar LA. Then it'll be 21st. Space with Red Star in 22nd, and Kundai is McLaren in 23rd, and then we will have Kaikera starting from the pits.
Yeah, I'm sure as disappointed as Kaikera will be not being able to make qualifying, he will definitely be wanting to build on this experience. And, well, we saw it many times last season. Greece, biggest example of it. And, yeah, hopefully, from KRR team's perspective, we'll see it again.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get back into the game here real quick.
Okay, he shut it down again. What in the world's going on, Faster?
Obviously,
It must be a very big problem.
yeah, I don't know what on earth Faster will be wanting to fix with that, but if shutdowns now mean that there's no shutdowns in the race, that's very welcomed.
Okay, so there's 2 servers right now, and they both only have 1 and 2 players. Okay, we'll join this one.
Add 2 players and increase exponentially to 15 players.
Lord, it's a confusing day today. Okay, we're back in.
Good to go.
Sorry, viewers. We don't know what's going on either.
We'll try and get you into the loop as soon as we can.
Uh-oh.
What's happened now?
I'm just looking in staff chat real quick. There's a bit of a kerfuffle about seeing if somebody's using gravity hacks again, but we probably will find out about that whenever it comes to be. I'm not going to point any fingers at the moment because it wouldn't be fair, because I don't think these allegations are true yet, but
Yeah,
we'll find out
to
later.
go into the I don't know what they call it, but there's like a thingy where they can see all of the commands executed in a certain Roblox game.
Yeah, I mean, they have a way of finding out now, since we had the Ion Bad Boys earlier this season.
Yeah, the
They've had a way
little
to find.
scandal.
Yeah, they've had a way of finding out for a long time, and it's only now that it's come to light. Everyone thought they were getting away with it, and they thought that they were going to introduce these systems, and they thought they were going to be told about it, but nope. They had the systems for a while, and drivers got caught.
Also, recently, there was a GT3 driver that got caught as well.
Was it GT3 or was it Expo?
I believe it was. I mean, there was Itra who was in the Iron Bad Boys. That was for the Expo, but let me check, because I know somebody got caught. Yes, Event 5107. I'm not sure who that exactly was. Let me check the results real quick. Give me a second. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, here you can see everybody lining up on the grid. Matt in second.
Apologies for that. Decare asked me to change his number for his car.
Oh, what was it? I thought it was number 1.
It was number 80, but now it's number 1.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me get that set up for you real quick, Deepod.
Oh, I've got project. There you go. Live pictures from Project User.
Nice. So, do you want to set up the starting grid real quick while we're getting set up, Deepod?
Okay, so let's have a look at the track we're going around. Let's yeah, we'll see you in a minute, everybody. If history has been repeating itself for the first 3 rounds this season, then we all know what to expect today. Hello and welcome back everybody to the Iron Formula 1 World Championship, which is currently stationed on the streets of Cannes for not only the 4th round of this season, but also the 4th ever French Grand Prix. 2 of the highest rated drivers in Ion history return this weekend. The 3-time world champion himself, Dakar, is returning with Brandstar, and F2 champion and 2-time F1 race winner Patrick Guro is returning for KR Racing, replacing Power Unit. Having won the first race around this circuit all the way back in Season 3, Patrick Guro seems to have a bitter edge going into the upcoming race with a 100% race finish record here, with Kaikera only finishing 66% of the French Grand Prix he has contended, and Dakar only finishing 33% of his. Let's have a look at the track then, with a sub 1 minute lap time for most people. Tight corners and the sharp chicanes. You really need to stay awake through this race, because being off the racing line, even by a couple of centimetres, will most likely ruin your day, like we saw in qualifying. Similar to Australia, we have no track elevation, but that certainly does not spoil the fun, as alongside those tight corners, we also have 2 long straights where DRS should be, but we didn't see that in qualifying either. When within a second of the car ahead, if those DRS zones are in fact there, you'll be able to open up your rear wing, get yourself a bit more horsepower down the straights, and hopefully be able to overtake your rivals. So let's have a look at the starting then. Lining up on pole, Dakar 2 with his teammate Matt alongside him. The first Brandstar 1-2 ever, I think, in P3. Cool Plug Alt for Red Star. Critical Noob for Red Star. P4 is 420 Merc Music. P5 is going to be an E-Spirit with Danta Hajek in P6. P7, F1 Fan in the Crake. P8, Sengstam in the BMW. 9th position is going Fernan in the Aston Martin. 10th to Lance Droid in the McLaren. 11th, F1 Fan with Crake. And P12, Patrick Guro returning with KR Racing. 13th, Indominus Rex with E-Spirit. 14th, Fernand Jaster in the BMW. 15th, Professor Bloxer. 16th, one of the Mazdas. 17th is going to Mr. Mucho Globe in the other Mazda. P18, one of the Lamborghinis. I think that's 2. 19th, the other Lamborghini, Aviaton Chad. P20, Real Mickey Glitton 97. 21st is an Uprise. 22nd, Space Ghost CST2 CST in the Red Star. 23rd is one of the McLarens. And 24th, starting from the pit lane, it's Kai Kara. Hello everyone, and welcome to your coverage of the French Grand Prix for Ion Formula 1. Joining you in the commentary box today, we have Shay, and reporting trackside, we have Project User. Hello.
Hello, how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited for the upcoming race. New teams, new drivers, familiar faces, Dakar and Patrick Guro returning, and we should be getting underway very, very shortly. Also, I just got an update. Kaikara is not going to be starting from the pit lane. They are going to be starting in P24 on the actual grid. So even though they did not qualify, they will be starting on the track itself.
Yeah, that does make sense now that you think about it, because when you're doing a pit lane start, that's usually because you didn't do the lap formation. So it makes sense that he's going to start from the back, because if they do a formation lap, he will be there. It also means that he'll probably be able to catch up with all the other drivers a lot quicker than if he was on the pit lane. As we are now only waiting for one driver to start on the grid, and that is going to be Lance Droid, who's supposed to be right now in P10, but it seems as though he's been having issues right now, and I have a feeling if he's not able to get up there in a quick time, they are going to have to disqualify him from the race.
Yeah, drivers need to be on the grid very, very shortly, because we want to get racing in order to make sure that F2 afterwards isn't late, and also that F1 actually gets done, because we all want to see some very exciting races. The lap times around this track are shorter, so they're going to be longer, so the tyre life span thing strategy words, yes, they're going to be slightly modified, so we're expecting softer runners to pit in for possibly some mediums or even some hards from lap 15 to lap 18. Always stay tuned, but if you're especially wanting to see a very hectic part of the race, I'd recommend you come and join around. That'd be, I think, 12 minutes after the start. That's where you're really going to see some of the best action.
Okay, Lance Droid's car has been spawned, but I do not see Lance. Oh, Lance Droid is in the car, but all right, and there he comes. Looks like he's not going to change his tires. Looks like he's just going to go out there with what he's got.
And those are medium tyres. Lance Droid's starting on the mediums.
So this is going to be an interesting race. We know that this has been one of the tracks where most of the crashes has happened. And I can only expect that to be the same case for this season. So hopefully people are going to have those spotters on the track, making sure that people are not going to get caught in pileups, causing even worse problems. We'll have the yellow flag ready at hand. We have plenty of officials to watch off and stuff like that. It looks like we're going to be doing 51 laps. So it's going to be a pretty long. It's going to be a pretty long race.
Yeah, 51 laps on the board. Lap times are shorter though, keep that in mind. So race distance should still be around 45 minutes time.
Are we going to do a formation lap, or is Fasta going to do the tried and true method?
Yeah, I think we're expecting a jump in, jump out, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Fasta asking for the go-ahead from the stream. We are ready. Let's get this race up and running.
Now you can see the 5 lights at the top of your picture. And we're not even going in for a jump in, jump out. Oh, Dakar's gone for a jump in, jump out.
Hang on.
Wait. Oh god, this is... Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, I think he is made
you forgot to do the jump in, jump out.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
Fasta kind of needing a bit of a reminder for that one.
Now gonna have to reset. 10,000 lap? No, 51 laps, ladies and gents.
Fasta asking everybody to jump out and back in. Once we see about 24 drivers on the grid, we should be good to go. 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. And one more to go.
Who's that? Because they need to jump in and jump out. If not, they're going to be a lap down for the rest of the race. Like Pacence's was all the way back in Italy last season, which they were not happy about, but it was their own mistake, so they had to suck it up for Toyota. Now, of course, Lamborghini, one of the 2 new teams we have here this weekend. Lamborghini, as I just mentioned, and Mazda, the rebranded fleet team, although only the F1 team for now is rebranded. The remaining series, such as F2 and GT3, their remaining fleet.
Okay, I see the one we're missing now. McLaren was missing Tendai. Looks like he's not racing. So that means McLaren's only going to have one person driving today.
Yeah, running the chance for 1 resource point, and well, Lance Droid has often been in the points, so I'm not sure that's really what they're going to be worried about. But what they will be worried about is development. So hopefully now, yes, the lights come on and we are actually ready to go. That's 5 lights on, and they go off very quickly, and we are underway in France. It's Dakar leading off the line, going down into turn 1. But it's very close together. Their teammate Matt very close behind. Is anyone crashing out just yet? I don't see anyone. Kind of see how far it is at the back, but I think everyone is still coming through here nicely, and they are. And Audi's managed to make their way up into the podium positions already, but Dakar on the hard compound is already leading off the line by at least 2 car lengths here in the Brandstar, and Audi up into P2, Craig into P4, Aston Martin running P5. Can't exactly see who that is. That's Fernand down in P7, but it's all switching around now into Sector 2. 420 Merc Music, 4 tenths behind in second place. Matt, 5 tenths behind in third. It's very close, battling for the podium. It looked like it could be the first Brandstar 1-2 ever, but at the moment it's looking like a Brandstar 1-3 on the podium. So still podium positions Craig doing incredibly well in the top half of the midfield and finishing the first lap of the race. The fastest lap is bouncing around everybody, but it's finally going to Kaikara up to P14, up 10 positions on the opening lap.
Not only that, but we had a clean lap all around. No crashes whatsoever. Everybody doing clean. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Who's going to be making the first mistakes? Oh, I spoke too soon. There it is. The first mistake. It's a Lamborghini driver.
Is that Aviaton Chad? No, it
Toots.
isn't. That's
No,
Toots.
It's Toots. That's a yellow flag. He's in the middle of the track. Oh, he's out. He's out. All right. Race is clear. The race is cleared.
Dakar's
So
still
that's
leading.
Lamborghini's. That is one Lamborghini driver out. So, yeah, like I was saying before that crash, it's going to be interesting to see how many people can actually survive through this race, because that's going to be the one thing that keeps in mind how many points people are going to get. Who's going to get in that top 10? Uh-oh. Is that a freeze?
I don't know. Oh,
No, we're back. We're back.
Hand on
It was a
heart.
bit of a
Oh my
freeze.
god. Oh, I was so
It was a
scared
bit of a
there.
freeze, and it caused the leaderboard to kind of have a bit of a jank. But
It's having,
seems
yeah,
we're
it's a
still
bit
good to
glitchy
go.
at the moment. Oh, but it is resetting as Dakar. Yeah, everyone's running through sector 1.
Yeah, once they start going to the sectors and start, coming back, it will be okay. We'll be okay.
And I'm not sure what Waffles
Bit of
is
a
doing.
scare.
I think Waffles has got into the safety car because they've just popped up on the timings board.
Yes, that is the safety car that's been set up right now. They're going to be in that little red section waiting for another
they're
crash.
ready. They know what's coming at race control.
They are a bit worried, that is true. But, we'll see what happens. It'll be fine.
Oh, here we go. Courtesy of Project User, we have a wonderful shot here of the safety car, which they have set up. So yeah, their race control are ready to go in case of any accidents.
All right. On now to the third lap, I believe.
Lap 4, actually. Correcture is
Ah.
in P6. Craig have managed to set themselves up for a nice little, now a 5-6. Correcture's up to second place. They've just overtaken Fernan, unless that's a timing tower glitch or something to do with internet connections.
That might be a timing tower because I'm seeing Craig right now in second with Aston Martin behind him and then an E-Spirit behind him. So we'll see if that continues or if something's up. So does it still show the... Okay, there you go.
There we go, it's sorted itself out. Patrick Hero is now running P13, their teammate Kaikera behind him P14, so neither of the KRs yet to break into the top 10. I can't remember where Patrick Hero qualified, but on his return, Patrick Hero will definitely be wanting to do a lot better than P13 at the moment, but this is obviously won the race last time out. We came to France in with Brandstar. But I have confidence that they'll be able to climb their way back up. Like Kaikera's just made their way into P11.
They're taking some stride, but as you asked, yes, Patrick Hero was actually in 12th position off a qualify. So him being in P13 means he's holding his position at the moment.
Also new for this weekend, members. I'm just going to advertise this here. The wonderful members, they got a sneak preview of this a couple of days ago. But we've got a new Halo graphic. So, does it have any useful information? Possibly not, but it does look cool. And that's the only thing that matters. So, yeah, it looks cool. That's all.
Alright, let's watch the track real quick. We're still doing good.
Lap 6 now, 51, which you can see on that wonderful new Halo graphic, which I'm going to mention again. Very proud of that. Yeah, let's turn that off.
Thinking ahead, we're going to be seeing people taking pit stops. When do you think? I mean, this is a technical track. We're having 51 laps. If people are doing a 2-stop, we'd assume they'd start doing those pit stops about a third into the race. So 51 divided by 3, that would be
my spreadsheet,
17?
which was roughly accurate last time out in Greece, that's saying soft runners, like, you should be boxing in a window from lap 15 to lap 18. So that is roughly correct with what you're feeling, Shay. So, I don't know, maybe some people that have preserved their tyres could go for a hards and try and stretch it out to the end and do a 1-stop, but I do think a 2-stop is the predominant strategy we'll be seeing around here. It's a high wear circuit. You're constantly switching which direction you're going, so you're going to need to be really careful. And any oversteer, that can end your day, so that's going to be something your oversteer tolerances are going to be significantly lower here than they were, say, in Australia, where it's a big, wide open track.
That's true. It's just going to be a bit of a struggle between your tire wear and the ability for you to keep your car on track in the way you want it to go. As, I don't know, maybe, is there a possibility someone might try a one-stop on a hard strategy? We don't know.
Well, what I'm seeing at the moment, I don't think, I think the only person at the moment on hard is Dakar. I'm seeing soft runners, I'm seeing medium runners, but Dakar is the only person on hard.
Dakar is in the lead with 2 seconds ahead of everybody else.
4 seconds, so, 4.5.
I'm not sure how much that's going to be able to tell us. Wait a second, is that a crash? No, that was just a bit of a freezing on the driver.
Patrick Kuras managed to make their way up into P12.
Sorry, oh no, it's P11. A spin! It's a spin on a Mazda! Dobo, dude, it's a spin!
So, they're going to be dropping even... well, they're already at the back, and they're going to be dropping even further back.
That is correct, and Prime Drifter watching from turn 2. A bit of a spectator. Alright, looks like people are starting to separate out on the rest of the track so far.
Yeah, Kaikara's managed to make their way up into the points.
Kaikara's in the points. We'll see if he's able to hold that in. He's still going to have to do pit stops as long with everybody else. And we'll see how those strategies start affecting some of these drivers. It's not just about their ability to stay on track, it's about the ability for them to hold the tires for them to stay on track. One wrong move on this track, and it's going to be the end of your race.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again, not only today, but also last season, at Season 3's French Grand Prix. Like, Dakar out, Kaikara out, 2 of the fastest guys we had that season, and they just crashed. Both at the final corner, surprisingly.
One at the final corner, the other in the pit lane.
Speaking of Kaikara has said that he wants to push to try and catch the cars ahead, but at the same time also wants to preserve his tyres, so will he make the compromise on time, or will he make the compromise on tyres?
Well, he's running medium tyres, so I'm not sure what the pace deficit is from mediums to softs around this track, but if he really wants to push them, he needs to make sure that he can make them last, though. So it's a hard call to make around here, isn't it? You've got to be so careful with your tyre life, with your fuel, and also, at the same time, making sure you don't crash into a barrier. So, my thinking is, if the mediums are around the same speed as the softs, then push, because they'll last longer, they're medium tyres. But if they're not, if they're slower, then conserve, and then go for softs at the end, maybe, and push then? I don't know.
Well, it's yet to be seen, to be fair.
What I imagine...
Tires... Go ahead.
What I imagine Kaikira would be thinking is, well, is it worth pushing these tyres? Because that might increase your chance of crashing, especially if you're on worse tyres. That increases your chance of making a mistake or braking a bit too late and going straight into the wall. So it's all a big game of compromise, especially around this track, and mistakes are punished mostly by hitting a wall.
Not only that, but you also have to keep in mind that you need to get into the pits before that starts happening, because this pit entry is a little unorthodox, to be fair. Because if you don't take that pit entry properly, you're going to have a crash like ahead of Season 3.
Yeah, you've got to go left, right, then back round left, and then the first pit box is very close to the entrance. Like, it's very hard to navigate.
As we've known, because Dakar was actually the one who crashed in that pit lane in Season 3.
Yeah, but at the moment, Dakar is leading the race for Brandstar, which is something that you will want to see. And his pace is absolutely immaculate. 8.47 seconds ahead of 420 Merc Music. If you're new in Season 4, and you weren't around here in Season 3, yes, Dakar was the champion, but this is the pure talent that he has. He's on hard tyres as well, ladies and gents. Hard tyres, and he's able to get 9 seconds ahead of the car behind, who's 420 Merc Music. They're a race winner. They won only last Block A weekend.
Okay, something's interesting. I am seeing a front wing of an Aston Martin on the track right now. And I say that, and the Aston Martin's coming in for the pit right now, and that is going to be Professor.
Bloxer.
Professor lost his wing.
So what tyres they're going for? Are they going to go onto hard tyres and try to take it to the end? Or are they going to go back onto a set of soft tyres? They're going to medium tyres. They're going to get a new front wing. This is a very interesting strategy. So they're definitely going to have to come into the pits again, because there's no way medium tyres now are going to take you to the end of the race.
Just saw a bit of a spin on an uprise driver. I couldn't tell if that was Miggy or his teammate, but it was on that final corner. He slid it a bit, so he lost a bit of time. Luckily, it didn't involve a crash.
Leclerc coming across the line now to start lap 13 of 51.
Oh, I just saw another wing on the track happen. That's going to be a Mazda wing now.
Oh no, which driver is that? Is that Mr. M? No, Mr. M has
I
his
don't
front wing.
know.
That's going to be Dobledoo. Dobledoo does not have their front wing.
That's the same person who did that spin off the DRS Zone 1, I believe.
Yeah, so we're going to be expecting them coming into the pits very, very shortly. Pachikuro and Kaikara both now in the KR racing cars. Brilliant race pace up to... well, they're currently sharing P9 on track. So, Kaikaro started at the back of the grid, remember. Managed to get their way up to P9. Pachikuro started a little bit further down, up to P9. So, good race pace so far from... are they leading the Constructors' Championship? No, they're not. So
they are leading. Who is leading it?
Audi's leading the Constructors with Aston Martin behind, and then KR is in P3, although Kaikera is leading the Drivers' Championship. So, at least one Drivers' Championship leader here.
That does make sense, because if we remember how Greece went, we had both KR drivers completely, not being able to finish the race, but then we had the Audi drivers getting both in the podium, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this race turns out. I mean,
Vernon,
at the moment, it seems like it's going to be Dakar absolutely running away with it.
Vernon and Singstam pitting now, both.
Okay, so they're
Singstam getting
definitely...
off those soft tyres.
Okay, so they're going to be
And
onto
the mediums.
mediums. And what's Aviaton Chad doing? They started on mediums. They're going to hards.
Man, these front wings are gonna cause me to go paranoid, because it always seems like they're gonna be more front wings, but it seems as though there's only 2 right now. If there's any more, we'll let you know. But other than that, it seems as though it's been pretty clean racing so far. How are we looking on the standings? Dakar still in the lead by 13 seconds now?
It's absolutely incredible.
It's insane just how much of a pace it is. Like, we know Dakar's a high-level racer, but everybody's been pretty close together during all these races, and then Dakar comes in and just sweeps it away. I wasn't even expecting something like this.
Yeah, but he has said before that he's good at street circuits, and this is a street circuit, returning on the street circuit, so he might want to run away with it. He did in Japan. He won a lap ahead of everybody else. He lapped everybody on the field. So, yeah, you're just going to have to keep an eye out for what Dakar can do.
Right. And not only that, but Dakar and Pachikuro are a ironclad team, and they'll be able to put some great effort on it. If Kaikara has another slip-up, we can still expect Pachikuro to finish this race, since like he did last time when he got first place. Oh, hang on a second. I'm seeing a pit from McLaren.
Lance Stroll is now in the pits.
Looks like it. And, okay, bit of a lag.
Although it has frozen.
That doesn't seem too good.
Don't be a freeze. Please don't be a freeze. We're only 16 laps in. Please, come on.
I believe this is a crash of the server. Yep, definitely. This is way too long for a bit of a lag.
Oh, here we go again.
Whoopee. So, the good news for those in the top 10 is that Dakar's brilliant lead has been shortened. The bad news for Brandstar is that Dakar's brilliant lead has been shortened.
That's true, but also the tire strategies are going to be completely different now when we have a restart. So if he continues to be on those tires, is yet to be seen.
Yeah. He may just opt for the hards again and not pit, maybe?
I mean, I don't know if they do that. I mean, we were at about the 16th lap, so this could count for people's pits. But then they'll just have to do a one stop for the rest of the race. Although this does mean that the Lamborghini driver will not be able to return, and that will be Toots.
Yes.
We still
So,
live.
yeah, you can see drivers there getting ready in the pit lane to come out. Yep, you can see everyone entering. They're just going to have to wait for the gates to open, though. Those are closed, so people don't go around illegal practicing.
Let's see real quick. Looks like people are ready to go. I'm just waiting for them to open up the gates. I feel bad for the people who just did a pit before the freeze, because that means they're going to be far behind, and I don't think they'll be able to catch that up again.
Yeah.
So who's that? McLaren? I think McLaren was the only one I really saw besides the Aston Martin and Mazda that had to pit for front wing.
Yeah. That's that's going to be very unfortunate for them. Although maybe if they could stretch a no stop now that like a quarter, like nearly, or more than a quarter of the race is gone. Don't know. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah. It's a little less than a third of the race, I believe. Hopefully we'll be able to get back in an orderly fashion.
There will be 35 laps remaining once we get going again.
So many delays today.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get off very quickly. Here we go, race control message. Race restart from lap 16. The DNF'd people cannot rejoin. So yeah. 35 laps on the clock and we'll be able to get underway again. Here's F1 fan rolling out for Craig. Here is the grid. You can see senior director faster there. Don't know who they're waiting for, but they will be waiting for somebody.
We got a couple of people who are not on the grid yet. I believe that's going to be the 3rd and 5th position.
Both Crakes are now lining up.
And afterwards, we should be good to go. All right, give him the jump in and out, then we should be good.
And we've got a wonderful message on the back of the Craig car, which, yeah, there you go. There's not much else to say, really, is there?
Really isn't.
Who else are we missing? We've only got 20... We only had one DNF,
21
which was 2, so there
drivers.
should be 22 drivers, I think.
So we didn't have the McLaren in. We lost the Lamborghini. I'm not sure who the other one is we're missing.
Anyways, it's a bit late now because the
Unless-
lights are coming on. 5 lights.
And here we go.
Bit of a longer wait, and for the second time today, we're underway again in France. Looking to the front, Dakar still absolutely storming their way into the lead here. There's an Audi getting into the mix. Just a little bit of lag, there we go. And the KR seems to have managed to get a good start as well. I'm not sure whether that is... Yes, that's Patrick Curo there. I think I can also see
Oh
Kaikara.
no, the Craig's already out. F1 fan just crashed on the chicane.
So F1 fan... I can't get a shot of it. Project, go try see if you can see it. Or has it been reset?
They've
I'm
already
not sure.
respawned him.
They've already respawned him.
He's gone.
We didn't see it. We didn't see it. But Patrick Curo, they've managed to get their way up into 4th. Patrick Curo has managed to make their way up into 4th, and Kaikara is up into 7th.
Well, that's good for them. It's able to get them some more points. But dear Lord, F1 fan is just gone. It was so quick too. We didn't even see it coming. Not even 3 corners, and it's over for Craig's one driver. And now
Again,
all the
fastest
hopes on
lap is
triple.
bouncing around. Patrick Curo, fastest lap as well. This KR is absolutely storming their way through the field. And P3 is shared by Triple and Matt.
Seems like KR's strat right now is just going into the back and then coming up and being like a phoenix at the end of it and just surprising the hell out of everybody. We've seen it every time KR has gone like low positions on qualifying and free practice, where they've just completely hammered it during the actual race.
Coming through the little hairpin here. Well, it's not very little. It's quite a wide hairpin, to be fair. The curb is about the width of the car, so you can really run tight there, which is what you want. Leclerc still leading, although the gap isn't getting that big. 420 Merc Music is really staying with Dakar, which is quite surprising considering the pace deficit between both of them drivers that we saw in the first half of the race. Dakar now on medium tyres. So is Dakar slower on the faster tyres, or what is happening with those two drivers? Or is the Audi on the softs,
Maybe he's just trying to be a little... Or maybe he's just trying to be safer because he can't keep the... you know, the wear is going to be completely different. The traction on is going to be completely different, faster than the hards would be.
Yeah.
So it's going to change a little more. Or maybe he's just trying to give the others an easier time. I'm not sure, honestly. All I can tell is 420 Merc Music is gunning for him.
Matt
crazy
is
if you think about it, because we got where is Matt at the moment? Matt's in third at the moment.
P3.
But he's also being
Matt's
fought.
also doing
He's
pretty
also being
well.
fought with Triple. Triple is fighting him at the moment, and it seems as though he was able to make the pass on Matt, however.
Yeah, it is a good scrap, but they are staying up there. They're staying together, so if they can maybe bounce some slipstream off of one another, they'll be able to make their way up into the field, because this is either going to be Matt's first podium of the season or Triple's first podium of the season if they stay in whatever positions they flip-flop around in, or it's probably going to be one of the KRs, or maybe even Darza Hajek. We don't know what's going to happen with him yet. He's P7, but he was on the podium last time out in Greece.
And we still have more than half the race to go as well.
So, lap 4 of the restart. That now becomes lap 5 with Dakar crossing the line. And the gap between Matt and Triple expanding by to 5/10 now.
In comparison to the 51 laps, this is about lap 21 now, which means we're about 4 laps away from the halfway point, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be 4 laps away from the halfway point of the total race.
Drivers on the grid still. Actually,
am my eyes deceiving? No, I think my eyes were deceiving me. I thought I saw a crash there for a second. I panicked.
Not from what I can see. But if it was anybody, it would probably be one of the Mazdas.
I think it was a bit of a vision lag in the wall there.
Oh wait, no, we're good. We're good. We're back. We're okay.
Patrick spins to the final corner.
Is he okay? Was he able to bring it back?
There seems to be no damage to his car,
is still running, but he did spin.
That is it's not. There's no damage to his car, but there's certainly damage to his race at the moment.
Well, that might mess up his psyche a bit. He's going to start having to be a little more careful with it, because if he does that again, it might not be
there's
good
a
for
crash!
him next time.
There's a crash round. I don't know. Oh, who is it? Let's find out. Flick through.
Oh, it's a BMW. It's number 36, I believe.
Fannenjaster. Oh, there's an uprise involved there, and there's a Mazda and an uprise somewhere.
Uprise. I don't know who was the other one, though. I guess we're about to find out, though. That's a yellow flag, if anything.
Probably Doble Dude. Yeah, these drivers are going to have to be very careful. The car has been reset.
Okay. Nope. Yeah, cars have been reset. We're good to go.
So that's 3 drivers out now here at the French GP. So yeah, not many runners at all.
Who was the car that the uprise crashed into? I wasn't able to see that quick enough.
That was a Mazda. And yeah, I think that would have been Mr. Lakishot YT and Doble Dude. And Fennenjaster.
Oh, not only that,
out
but it looks like not only that, but Critical lost his front wing and he's getting a pit. Oh man, it's happening. So Critical Noob's going to have to fall behind now, but he's also going to be able to get some tires. Although it's a horrible time for him to get tires at this rate.
Yeah, he's on hards. He's gonna definitely try and go to the end, because he will not want to be pitting again. Although he's fallen so far down that Dakar is now coming up to lap him. Oh, Dancer Hajek has also DNF'd from that maybe that incident, I don't know, but something's happened to Dancer Hajek, so the Audi's now out as well. Critical Noob is running in last place. So that is now 5 drivers out in the restart alone. F1 Fan, Doble Dude, Mr. Lakishot YT, Fennenjaster, and Dancer Hajek.
But you know who's still in the race? Real Miggy.
Yes, I'll give you that. That's a bit of an improvement on Suwon and Greece. Let's hope, fingers crossed, let's hope it stays that way.
I mean, this is the place where it counts the most when it comes to that. Like, if you don't crash here, then everything that people have been saying about you goes away. You completely turn around your reputation on a track like this.
Vicarious managed to put their car P5, Pachakuro putting their car P7, so a good recovery drive for the KRs, gone from the back of the grid all the way up to the middle of the midfield, the top 10, so good points.
There's another crash on the exit. It's a KRR. It's Pachakuro. He is out.
Pachakuro's out of the race.
Out.
So forget what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Hero is out of the race. Kaikero is the only car remaining. He won last time out at this track. And now he's not racing at all.
Not only that, but Dakar and Kakara crashed last season. Patrick Hero completely finished it. Dakar and Kakara are still out here right now, and Patrick Hero is the one that crashes. It's a whole 180.
So history isn't repeating itself. It's an alternate universe.
It's not repeating itself. And then we got Rio Miggy, who's still out there. So this is just a completely alternate universe.
What's happening? We don't know. All we know is that Dakar is still leading the race. So, oh dear. Project user said the commentator's curse, and he wasn't wrong. We just completely ruined the race for Patrick Hero.
And Project just left this group. He's out of the group chat, which means he's probably going to go have a talk with Patrick Hero now.
Oh, there. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some more details from that incident. But oh dear, it's not a very good return to Patrick Hero.
Project, welcome back. What happened?
Well, Patrick Hero is saying that he almost made the same mistakes he did a couple of laps ago, which cost him 9 seconds. And I think what he's tried to do is correct for that mistake. If you go to the helicam, you can see the wall which Patrick Hero spun on, as see Dakar passing that wall now. And I think what Patrick Hero has done is he's tried to avoid that wall, but subsequently he's gone into another barrier further on in the corner. It was absolute silence for the KRR team, for sure.
Oh, spin. Hang on a second. We got a bit of a spin. It looks as though Space just crashed. He did not crash, but he did have a spin on the 180 right before the final corner. It looks like he's back in, but he's going to lose
time lost then. No damage to the car.
Lost.
Yeah, falling down.
I was a bit concerned.
Oh dear, Red Star. Oh no, what's happening? They were doing really well in Greece, and now they're running last.
Wait, no, we have another crash. We have another crash. Oh no, I think Critical just crashed.
Yes,
Critical has crashed.
Just crashed.
He crashed after the chicane, and he's out of the race.
Oh,
I just saw a little bit of it, but they were able to respawn the car quickly and get it off of the track. But that is Critical now out of the race. Everything now relies on Space Ghost. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Red Star as well. That's two of the really good drivers that are now out of the track.
Really too close to the barrier there. That could have ended very badly. The rear end just completely slid out. That was very close to disaster. I'll see if I can get a replay on that.
I want to see this myself.
Doesn't look like we can. I'll try again. Yeah, that's not looking like we can get a replay of that in the moment. I'll see what I can bring back.
Oh well, we'll probably see it on his first-person view later after this race. You can see that in the highlights.
Yeah, that's why you should subscribe to the channel, everybody. You can get a little notification when the highlights release later in the week. We'll also have some shorts which you can have a little look at.
So how many drivers does that league now? 14?
Yeah, just 14 drivers remaining. It's gonna be like a repeat, where there's gonna be everyone is in the points.
So let's see. Red Star lost an R&D. Oh no! That's a yellow flag. That is a yellow flag. Aston Martin off of the corner right after the DRS zone. That is a complete crash on number 13. Professor Blockster is out. They need to respawn that car, and that is a huge yellow flag. That is in the middle of the track. All right, it's just been respawned. We are going to be going back to green now. What is happening?
I can't count. That's like the 5th yellow flag so far of the race.
That is also like the 7th crash out in a matter of, what, 5 minutes? And we just had another crash out. That's a BMW Sauber on the final corner. That's Sengstam out now.
Sengstam, gone again. And this was his last race.
Next to the pit lane. This was his last race, and what a way to end it. Oh, I feel bad for him now. How come everybody's crashing now of all times? Is it like a section where the tires are starting to wear and they should be pitting?
I don't know. I think many of them won't want to pit because they've already pitted, so I don't know if there's just some sort of mental thing which is like just keep pushing, don't pit, and that's just throwing them off.
Well, we are 14 laps in. I mean, there's only like 7 laps before you get to that point where it's crucial to pit on a 2-stop. Or on a 1-stop after the reset, but, you know, point still stands.
Yeah, just about halfway through the entire race now, maybe a bit more than that. But this is sort of the crossover where most drivers will be wanting to pit, where most drivers will have worn tires. And if I wasn't mistaken, I believe that Sengstam had soft tires on. So what I'm believing happened to him is that he's just overdriven those tires, and that's led him to make a mistake. Brings back to my point earlier, where I said the tire wear can greatly affect your race, and in sometimes drastic measures, crashing out maybe.
And just like that, in a matter of, 10 minutes, we are now only at 12 drivers.
Yeah, it can... Oh, it's going to get very, very short. I don't know. How many... Are you going to even try and predict how many finishes we're going to have?
Do you think we'll even get a top 10 finish?
Well, from what I've seen so far, possibly, but I'm not going to put any money on it for sure.
We can only hope.
I want to find out what would happen if no drivers finish the race.
Dakar pits!
I think that's almost impossible, to be fair. Okay, so Dakar's pitting, which means that if Merc does not pit, and if Trippy doesn't pit, then they'll be able to get ahead. By how much, I don't know. Yep, here it is. Merc's not pitting. He's going to be able to get the pass.
And Dakar saying in chat, let's go, I didn't crash on the pit entry. A nice little homage to last time out here in France.
Catch up now, because now you're back up with Matt, is now 420 Merc Music, is your race leader, and behind him will be Trippy.
And Kaikara, P4.
I keep saying Trippy. I'm thinking Trippy Red when I should be saying Triple.
So Dakar still holds the fastest lap for now. Down into P3, 6 seconds now behind the leader, who is 420 Merc Music. So once again, finds themselves in the lead of a race. When they come round to the next camera, I'll see what tyres they are on. They are on the medium compound. Dakar's on the medium compound. So if Dakar's just come in, then Merc will want to be coming in very shortly.
So that's what, a medium now?
I think so.
Alright, well, we'll see what Merc does, because he's going to still need a pit, and so will Triple. I mean, what tires are they on now to think about it? Wait, was Dakar able to get past Triple?
I believe so, yes.
Oh,
Triple,
he was.
Oh, Triple just clipped the wall there, very close, but nothing happened, like as an aftermath of that.
I'm
but
curious what the strategy for 420 and Crake are, because this is now 2 laps that they've done where Dakar has already done a pit, and they haven't.
Well, our predictions say that mediums can last between 18 and 22 laps, and we're on lap 17 of the restart, so they're probably trying to push to somewhere in that window. Dakar may have just been pushing too hard.
It seems as though they might be trying to go all out, trying to get that first place off of Dakar.
But Dakar's made up 4 seconds in the last 2 laps.
True.
2
and
seconds
once
a
he
lap.
does, yeah.
Almost
And that's
got a
when
yellow flag
McLaren's out
because
of
of
the
something.
chicane.
Whoa, is another McLaren out? What?
That would be Lance Droid. Lance Droid is out of the race.
So that's all of McLaren out of the race now.
No resource points or points at all for McLaren.
And not only that, but the other KR, if that's Kaikara, he's now doing his pit. So that's now 11 drivers. We're getting really close to the top 10 being the only finishers of this race.
Dominus Rex has also come into the pits.
All right,
And
Kaikara is now out of the pits. He's going to be next to the Uprise and Red Star drivers. He's going to have a lot of time to catch up. Seems as though we also have another one. That's the Lamborghini of Aviation Chad going in for the pits. Dakar is able to take the lead ahead of 420 Merc Music. And he still has to do a pit, which he will be doing now.
Everyone, it's pit frenzy. We predicted it. It's now lap 19, which is way within our window.
People need to start doing. Oh, not only that, but Triple for Crake is going to be doing his pit as well. And I would suspect Matt would probably be doing his pit.
Matt,
we'll have to see.
Matt
I don't
already
think he's
came in. Matt came in a lap after.
He did?
Or no, on the same lap as Dakar.
Well, then he's going to be able to get past Triple.
So it's Dakar in the lead, 420 Merc Music in second, and Matt in third for Brandstar. Matt on the hard, so Matt's definitely going to be trying to go to the end. Dakar's on hard and setting personal bests and session bests. I don't even know how that is scientifically possible, but he's doing it. It's Dakar. What do you expect? And 420 Merc Music is gambling on to another set of medium tyres.
Dakar's really gambling with those medium tires, but it seems as though Matt's going to go hard because, he wants to stay out there as long as he can, and he already knows that Dakar's going to be the, basically being the turtle and the rabbit in this race. Because if Dakar can do it big, then he'll be fine. But if he can't, Matt will still be able to at least get that podium, probably. If Kaikara has something to say about it, though, I don't know. He's in fourth.
Kaikara could gain some time. They're on softs, I think. Yeah, Kaikara's on the medium compound tyres. So Kaikara's been running really long. Kaikara needs to come in, in at least the next few laps. Because
he already did. He already did, actually.
He already did. Oh, yes, he already did come in. Okay.
He did that the last lap. Oh, and it looks like the uprise is going to be pitting as well.
Yeah, there's so much happening, I can barely remember. Real Miggy Kuriat is coming into the pits.
I mean, the good thing about this track is you can always see where the crashes are happening because it's all kind of in the same area.
Yeah, it's like a two-way... I don't know how to explain it. It's like a dual carriageway all the way around. Every single piece of track is next to another piece of track.
I mean, it is a street, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Getting a little friendly with the wall on the exit of turn 6, the really quick chicane, bouncing off of it. Very lucky not to have any parts of his car broken.
Oh yeah, that could have been the last E-Spirit out of the race. That would have not been very good at all for the team, because that would have been no resource points. And resource points, ladies and gentlemen, is what brings you upgrades, what makes you faster. So,
and once you start getting into those higher upgrades, it's going to cost more per upgrade, and you're going to need as many people finishing the race as possible.
And Space Ghost is into the pits.
And that's the final Red Star on the track. Another spin for a Mazda! That's Macho. He had another spin, this time on the final corner. Come on, man! You got to keep in that top 10 if you're going to be able to get points for your team.
I wonder if Macho has made the same mistake as Patrick Huro did about 10 laps ago now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising if that is the case.
And also, we know how that ended up for Patrick Huro, which Mazda definitely won't be doing. If Mocho can stay in this position, that'd be the first points as Mazda.
Guys, the Red Star is not on the pit section. He's stuck in the pits right now. He's not moving.
That's interesting.
Is he retiring?
What's happened?
I think he might be retiring. He's 11th right now, which means he's last, and I think he's giving up.
I'd be skeptical if he was going to be retiring from this race, because there's always a chance that another retirement could happen, pushing him into the top 10.
Yeah,
so
maybe he's fatigued. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's having fatigue. All I know is he's not on that pit section, so he's not changing his tires. He needs at least 2 wheels, I think, on the grid, on that little box, in order for him to change tires, and he doesn't have that. We'll keep you posted on that. For now, we'll keep looking on the racing. We've already got a bit of a group around him right now. Hopefully he'll be okay. We might have to call an ambulance.
From my understanding of it, you have to have only your body inside the most of the pit box in order to pit, and he's strayed very far right of the pit box, so I'd imagine he isn't going to continue with this race. It's
been at least 30 seconds since he's been in there. There's no way he'll be able to catch up at this rate. So whatever decision he's made, he's going to have to live with it now.
Or he could rejoin the race, be really far behind, and hope that someone ahead retires, and then that would put that Red Star into the points.
I mean, yes, you do have a point. However, if this race finishes and this guy doesn't finish as many laps as the person who crashed, will that still count?
Oh, and I see a Mazda. That's Mr. Mocho going into the pits now. Number 74.
So if he doesn't even... So that's actually an interesting idea. Will he be able to do that if somebody crashes out? Because if this race finishes before he can do as many laps as the person who crashes, will that still count?
They just be like several laps down. I think the rule is as long as you're like a certain amount within, then it's fine. Possibly.
But think of it this way. Let's say we're at like 20, we're at 31 laps. Somebody crashes, and then Space Ghost has to do those laps. If they finish at 35 and he can only do 30 laps, does that mean that he even gets the position? Because it still means that the crash car did more
I think
laps
the
than he
rule
did.
is, it's not a DNF. Their car's still intact. They're still in the car. If they can go again, then they'd still be running in the race. They haven't left the car. They haven't like crashed or lost a wheel or anything. Because if you crash and lose a wheel after like 20 seconds, your engine turns off. You can't go anywhere. So if they go again, I don't think it would be counted as a DNF. Although if they disconnect or get out of their car and run off and let it despawn, for example, then that would be a DNF. And they can't respawn the car.
I mean, yeah, if he leaves the game, then it's over. But if not, then we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure if this is a strategy Issa's been trying to do, but we'll have to see.
What, keep him in the pits, wait for someone else to DNF, and then go back out and score points?
Yeah, pretty much. Because he's already lost his best driver, so he knows he's not going to get the big points. But as long as he can get a point, it could be okay for him. I don't know. I don't know the strategy Issa's going for here, but we'll have to see what happens. Because if there are no more crashes, then that strategy kind of fails.
It's an interesting strategy, but yeah.
Anyways,
we'll let the senior directors deal with that. That's their department.
That's true. Anyways, since then, we've had Kaikira getting into third position, able to pass up Matt. He's only a second ahead of him, but he will be able to get ahead of him for a while, and behind him will be Triple, about 2 seconds behind Matt. As we are now on lap 26 of 35 of the restart.
It does seem that Space Ghost has got going again, re-entering the racetrack now.
Yeah. Space goes out of the pit, so it means that he's back in the race. However, by how much? That is 325 seconds of difference.
Yeah, you're not gaining that back any day. Even Dakar couldn't gain that back.
Capitan both got that. Well, I mean, if you remember Dakar back in Dubai, he was able to go from last by a big margin.
There's another crash of the chicane. Sorry to interrupt you there. It's the Uprise.
Oh, that is the Uprise crashing. That's Miggy out now, which means Uprise is completely out of the French race.
Oh, and there's a red star out. It's Space Ghost.
Did he crash?
Space Ghost is out at the end of the second straight.
Oh my goodness. That strat was for nothing.
So they've just completely ruined it.
That is their strat out the door. Now only 9 drivers on the track, which means, I don't know, do you even get points if you crash and you're in the top 10?
No, you're out. You're gone forever.
Oh no, not only that.
The server was
okay, we're good.
The server was lagging. I was about to come up with conspiracy theories there. If Red Star crashes out after a strange strategy and server starts freezing, what do you think's happening there?
So down to 8
Well,
drivers.
it wasn't only him. It was also the Uprise that had a crash. So I don't think we could always put the blame on them if that's the case.
Yeah, Mr. Mocho now last place, P9.
I mean, East has Sinhouse, but I don't think he's going to do something like that. Come on now. But yeah, that's the Red Star strategy. Dead in the water now. I mean, it was a good way, but you have to put all of your hope in that the driver can actually stay out there. And seeing as he was sitting out there, and I don't know if he even changed his tires.
I don't think so. He didn't go into the pit box, so he couldn't have changed his tires.
Well, I wasn't looking at him the whole time. Maybe there was a point where he did do that for a little bit. I don't know if somebody was watching him the whole time. I don't know. You can tell us in the chats if you saw something. But now that means only 9 drivers are left. And we have, what, 7 laps left?
6.
Maybe.
Well, 6, but we also have the out lap of the 35th. We're only starting the 29th as of now. Oh, wait, no, we are on 6th now. Carr's starting the 30th.
Aviot and Chad flirting with the wall at turn 6. Once again, shouldn't have affected him too much considering his position at the moment, or their position.
Everybody's about 90 seconds between each other. So it's pretty good consideration. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more pits happening unless, we have a front wing again. Oh man, if somebody has a front wing wreck, that's going to be detrimental. Tenfold.
Yeah, it's just race over, really. Fernand is now gotten lapped by Dakar, and the next person coming up to be lapped is Indominus Rex in the E-Spirit in P6. That is going to happen probably within this next lap, because Dakar will be getting the slipstream. Kaikera is improving in their first sector, however, so they may be able to catch up the 420 Merc Music, but they're going to have to put in very, very strong performances. 8 seconds to make up in 4 laps, or 5-ish laps, so that's just under 2 seconds a lap. Dakar's doing it. Can Kaikera do it? I don't think so.
All right, we're now on lap 31. Not much has changed as of now. We have Dakar in first, 420 Merc Music behind him, 30 seconds behind it as well. In second, 8 seconds behind him is going to be Kaikera, and then Triple in fourth, 3 seconds behind. Then Matt's going to be right next to him, so it's going to be a bit of a fight between Matt and Triple. And Dominus behind them by about 10 seconds. Then Fernand behind him with about 5 seconds. It's down to this at this rate.
Kaikera's still running quite well, just smoothly making their way around the corners. Now onto the second straight, opening up the the ERS, the energy recovery system. When you brake, put some more electrical power into your energy store, and you can deploy that on the straights, give yourself a little bit more top speed.
Yeah, and ERS is one of the hardest things to conserve and most importantly gain on this track, so a lot of these corners are very quick corners. And who's that at the chicane? That is Aviaton Chad who's crashed at the chicane.
Oh, yep, that's Lamborghini off the chicane. That's Aviation Chad now out. That's going to be the Lamborghini driver number 2 out of the race now, which means we only have 8 drivers left on the track. Seems as though Red Star is a little mad at the moment. Seems as though me calling the strat of them being in the pit box was not a strat at all, and they're being a bit angry about that. But to be fair, nobody really knew what was going on at that section.
Yeah, we were just guessing.
It's interesting regardless.
All right, we're on lap 33. We got 3 laps left to go.
So going into chat around now should be the who do you think will win poll? I think, well, we have a good idea who will win with only a couple
we have a good
to
idea,
go.
but
And 82% say that Dakar will win the race. I don't blame you. That's who I'm going for as well.
Crazier things have happened in this season and in Ion in general. So we can't put all our tickets on the same thing. I'm surprised it's 82%. I wouldn't, because that still means that Kaikera might have a shot. 420 Merc Music might have another shot.
Matt and Triple have been battling each other for the entire race, and they're still within a second of each other. I don't know how they've managed to do this, but these points between these two is a big point gap between P4 and P5. So, yeah, they've kept together. Are they just trying to do a really good midfield job? I don't know what the strategy is. But at the moment, it'll be another P5 finish for Matt.
Right now, it seems as though Triple's going to be able to keep it up, but whether or not he's able to do that for the whole race... Oh, hang on a second. We're on the last lap. Dakar has just crossed the line to start the last lap. He is done with the first sector at the moment, and it seems as though this might be the way things go, unless we have one more crash on this final lap.
Indominus Rex off at the chicane on the last lap of the race.
Indominus is out in the middle of the chicane, too. They're going to have to get that out before these drivers come through. because we're about to have 420 Merc Music go through that section. Yellow flag. Oh, they haven't spawned it. You haven't unspawned it yet. Come on, get it off. All right, it's off.
It's off.
Merc Music is safe. And here we go, across the line.
Here comes Dakar. And he's going to win the first race, his first race of Season 4. Win Brandstar's first race of Season 4. Very, very dominant drive from the Frenchman. Brandstar going to be happy with that. He's going to be happy with that. 420 Merc Music is now coming through.
Fernand's going to get your 6th position off the line. And
420 Merc Music coming through the hairpin. 2 corners to go. 420 Merc Music. You could do it. Please do it. They won the race in Greece. Didn't quite have the pace to match Dakar around France. Maybe a bit better in Britain after the summer break.
Matt just crashed. Matt just crashed.
Matt
on
is
the
off.
final lap.
Matt's running. Matt's running. He's going to try and finish the race. 420 Music takes second. Kai Kera is now coming across the line to take the 3rd position on the podium in France.
Will that still count? Will that still count? Because everybody else has already crossed the line.
Triple finishes P4.
For that.
Matt is running. He's running for his life. He's going to get P5. Greg's with him. Greg's with him. Here comes Vexagan as well.
Oh, it's a whole run with him. Will he be able to count that as a finish? I don't know. We'll have to see what Fastest says. This is a Talladega Nights.
Come on, Matt finishes P5.
Oh, what a crazy finish for this race.
What a crazy finish indeed. I probably could have predicted Dakar winning, but I couldn't predict 7 finishes to the French Grand Prix.
7 finishes. That is insane.
That is so insane. It's ridiculous.
Matt doing his best Nigel Mansell impression.
Matt was not giving up at all. He wanted to finish that race if it cost him his legs. And that should do it. And there's your podium. Dakar, 420 Merc Music, and Kaikera.
Here's Parc Ferme, Dakar, and Kaikera should be arriving very shortly with their cars. You see 420 Merc Music has already arrived in their Audi.
We're still waiting for 1st and 3rd to get into the podium spots. Looks like they're going to be setting stuff up real quick.
Well, I can see Kaikera. Here's Dakar, just absolutely obliterating the fence there. Kaikera having a bit more of a cautious approach than the Brandstar driver. Should be making their way to the cool-down room very shortly.
Well, that's nice.
Here we go.
And now we're missing the KRR. All right. And now we'll be having the prop podium section in a minute. And here we go.
Everyone should be heading out very shortly. Oh, Kaikera. He's on the wrong side of the podium. He'll be running across. And,
Get out there.
come on. Somebody should be there. I can't see anyone. Well, here's Taker. They sort of come out in the wrong order, but that is the winner.
Don't know where Merc is. Don't.
Oh, there's
Merc. Where's Kaikera? Kaikera needs to run his ass over here. There he is.
There's Kaikera.
He can't be stopped. And you know what? It's crazy because Dakar wanted France, and he's finally gotten it. He was able to bring it back from Season 1. And not only that, but Kaikera was able to as well, getting P2. They were both able to finish for this season when they weren't able to last season. And not only that, but 420 Merc Music still running strong for Audi. So if you tell me, I think this was a great race all around.
Yeah. Matt is in the interview waiting room, so I'll see if I can bring him into the commentary box real quick.
Sounds
There
good.
we
Let's
go.
get him
Hello,
in.
Matt.
Hello,
a very
Matt.
unconventional end to that race. What happened?
I basically skipped up all my ERF to push on the last lap, and my rear wheel clipped the apex, so I just spun into the wall. So I ran to the line.
Very concise.
And-
Thank you very much.
Can I ask something?
I mean, sure, go ahead.
So Matt, of course, not the best way to be finishing a race, running across the line, of course, but was the mistake you made that caused you to crash out something you've done already in the weekend, or is it something that you've only experienced during the race?
I think that's the first time I crashed at that corner this weekend. So
Thank you.
yeah, I mean it was basically all or nothing for the for P4. Yeah, the strategy didn't really quite work for me as it did for Decker, but I think P5 is still a solid result.
Not much else to add. Thank you very much, Matt. You can go back off to Brian Star and do whatever you do post race. I suspect you'll have a debrief, maybe. I don't know. So thank you for joining us, and a good job on at least getting across the line, even if you had to do it on foot.
Good job on your
Yeah.
Talladega Night strat.
Yeah, thank you.
So I don't really think there's anything else to add on top of that. We do have some
hang on a
members to
second.
thank.
Lion Guy. Lion Guy, yes, hello. He just went to F2. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's going to run.
Yeah,
Be sure to watch next.
Yeah, F2's up
We're gonna
next.
be
Thank you
having-
very much to our members. Make sure to join us after the summer break.
Other than that, we will be having F2 shortly. We'll be having the qualifying and then the race. Be sure to watch that on the next stream.
Yeah,
As for that,
should
I
live
think that
redirect.
might
I
be
think
it.
I've set it up to live redirect. So Yeah, that's it from F1. Thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you in about a month's time. So yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Adios.